Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. The rivalry between Marc Márquez and Pecco Bagnaia is heating up, with Márquez dominating the 2025 MotoGP season so far. However, debate continues over whether Márquez's success is down to superior talent or simply having the best bike. Former rider Neil Hodgson and Márquez's ex-Gresini crew chief Frankie Carchedi have weighed in, suggesting that even with equal machinery, Bagnaia wouldn't be able to match the Spaniard's pace. Ducati continues to dominate MotoGP in 2025, but is Marc Márquez truly making the difference? Former Pramac Racing boss Paolo Campinoti, now with Yamaha, believes that Ducati's success isn't about one rider, it's about the bike. In an interview on #ZNGP, he stated that whether it's Pecco Bagnaia or Márquez on the bike, the result is the same: Ducati wins. Ducati's CEO Claudio Domenicali has backed Pecco Bagnaia to turn his MotoGP 2025 season around, despite a difficult start. With Marc Márquez dominating the first two rounds, Bagnaia has struggled to match his new teammate's pace. However, Domenicali believes that starting in Qatar, the championship will look very different. Aprilia's request to allow Jorge Martin a private test before his MotoGP return has divided the paddock. While Tech3 boss Hervé Poncharal supports the idea, Ducati opposes it, citing past precedent. With a crucial vote set for Thursday at the America's GP, the debate continues. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Marc Márquez has been unstoppable in 2025, securing pole position and victories in both the sprint and main race at Termas de Rio Hondo, mirroring his dominant performance in Thailand. The Spaniard now leads the championship, while Pecco Bagnaia, despite consistent podium finishes, has struggled to match his teammate's pace. Bagnaia secured third in the sprint race but was overtaken by Franco Morbidelli on Sunday, finishing fourth. While Ducati insists his difficulties stem from bike setup issues, some argue that the real difference lies in raw talent. Frankie Carchedi, Márquez's former crew chief at Gresini, believes the gap between Márquez and Bagnaia isn't just about bike setup, it's about skill. According to Neil Hodgson, Carchedi is convinced that even if the two riders were on identical machinery, Márquez would still be faster. Frankie said if you put Marc on the same bike as Pecco, he won't be able to keep up with him. Why? Because Marc is a better rider. Quote from Hodgson. This statement adds fuel to the ongoing debate. Has Márquez's sheer ability given him the upper hand in the Ducati garage? Hodgson also compared Márquez's current situation to his dominant 2014 season, where he won 10 consecutive races on the Honda. He recalled how Márquez continued to win even as Honda's performance declined, proving that his success wasn't just about the bike. In 2014, Marc was the best rider on the best bike. Then Honda stopped improving, and the wins became all about his talent. Now, in 2025, he's back on the best bike, and once again, he's proving he's the best rider. Márquez's resurgence is a testament to his ability to adapt and overcome adversity, particularly after years of injuries and struggles. MotoGP analyst Michael Laverty believes we're witnessing the best version of Márquez yet. He credits Márquez's resilience and ability to adapt after multiple surgeries and a move to a privateer team before earning his factory Ducati seat. He has reinvented himself, going through surgeries, rehabilitation, and career reevaluation. Now, he's back on the factory bike, proving that his talent was never in doubt. Quote from Laverty. Laverty also dismissed critics who had written off Márquez after his injuries, emphasizing that the Spaniard's fire and determination remain as strong as ever. With Marc Márquez back at the top of his game, the debate continues: how much of his success is down to his talent, and how much is due to Ducati's dominance? As the season progresses, Pecco Bagnaia will be determined to prove he can challenge his teammate. The next test? The Circuit of the Americas, where Márquez has traditionally been unbeatable. Will anyone be able to stop him? Paolo Campinoti has downplayed the impact of Marc Márquez's move to Ducati, suggesting that the team would be winning regardless of who was on the bike. I don't see a big difference between the last 3 years and now. Ducati was winning and is winning. Instead of winning with Bagnaia, they win with Marquez. But Ducati always wins. It's not like they signed a rider who suddenly made the difference and turned them into winners. Quote from Campinoti. This statement challenges the belief that Marquez is the key factor in Ducati's success and reinforces the idea that the Desmosedici remains the most dominant machine on the grid. While discussing Ducati's recent history, Campinoti reflected on one of Pramac Racing's biggest moments, Jorge Martin's victory at the 2023 Styrian Grand Prix. Winning after so many years was an incredible joy. Even more so because it happened with a young, promising rider like Martin, who gave hope for the future. You had in your hands a great rider, as he proved to be, and it was a beautiful, very beautiful feeling. This victory marked a turning point for Pramac Racing and was a sign of Martin's potential as a championship contender. Campinoti also had high praise for Jorge Martin, describing him as a phenomenal talent but acknowledging his emotional struggles. He was very fast, very strong, but he lacked mental and psychological strength. Maybe he was too hot-headed, too emotional. Once he finds that balance, he will become a true phenomenon. I'm convinced that when he comes back, he'll be able to challenge Marquez. Martin's aggressive riding style has been both his strength and weakness. But if he can refine his approach, he could emerge as a serious title contender once again. Campinoti also recalled the historic moment when Pramac Racing won the 2023 Teams Championship, an unprecedented achievement for an independent team. It had never happened before that a privateer team won the Teams Championship. It was an incredible journey. And let's not forget that we took the Riders' Championship to the final race that year. It was an emotionally exhausting experience. This victory cemented Pramac's status as a top team in MotoGP, proving that satellite squads could compete with the factory outfits at the highest level. With Ducati's dominance continuing in 2025, the debate rages on. Are their victories due to the riders or simply the strength of the bike? While Campinoti believes Ducati would win with or without Marquez, others argue that the Spaniard's arrival has taken them to another level. One thing is certain, the competition is only getting more intense as the season progresses. Pecco Bagnaia was expected to have his hands full with Marc Márquez joining Ducati, but few anticipated just how much he would struggle. At the Argentina GP, Bagnaia finished fourth, a full 5.5 seconds behind Marquez, while in Thailand, he managed third but never looked like a true victory contender. Marquez, on the other hand, has been flawless, winning both sprints and Grands Prix while securing pole in both rounds. Despite this, Ducati's CEO Claudio Domenicali remains optimistic, stating, "I think Pecco started with 2 races that weren't the most favorable for him. He finished the winter tests with some problems that weren't his fault, so we're not seeing his true potential yet." Quote from Domenicali. With the America's GP at Kota coming up, a track where Marquez has historically been dominant, Bagnaia may still struggle to match his teammate. But Ducati's CEO is convinced that Qatar will be the key race for Bagnaia's comeback. "I'm convinced we'll see it, starting with the next few races, although, perhaps not in Austin, which is a particularly well-suited circuit for Marc. But I think we'll see a different championship from Qatar." Bagnaia has a mixed history at the Lusail circuit, winning in Moto2 and in MotoGP last year, but also suffering crashes in previous seasons. This year, he'll need a strong result to re-establish himself as a title contender. While Bagnaia's results haven't met expectations, his consistency in 2025 is worth noting. For the first time in the sprint era, Bagnaia has completed the opening 2 rounds without a non-score. His 3-4 finish in Argentina, combined with 3rd place in Thailand, has kept him 3rd in the championship, though he already trails Marquez by 31 points. Compared to previous seasons, where early crashes set him back, This start is at least keeping him in contention. With Bagnaia struggling and Márquez thriving, Ducati's internal dynamic is shifting. Márquez's perfect start has cemented his status as the early favorite, but Ducati remains committed to supporting Bagnaia in his title defense. The question now, can Bagnaia rise to the challenge and close the gap, or will Márquez continue his relentless charge toward an 8th MotoGP crown? As MotoGP heads to Kota, all eyes will be on Ducati's two factory riders. Márquez looks poised for another dominant weekend, while Bagnaia hopes to limit the damage before his expected resurgence in Qatar. One thing is certain, the battle inside Ducati is far from over. Jorge Martin's 2025 season has been plagued by injuries, preventing him from taking part in preseason testing. After fracturing his wrist in a training crash before the Thai GP, the reigning world champion has been sidelined since early February. Aprilia has formally requested permission for Martin to conduct a private test on the RSGP before his anticipated return in Qatar. However, under current concession rules, only Yamaha and Honda, due to their struggling performance, are allowed unrestricted in-season testing with race riders. Ducati has already voiced its opposition, stating that it was never granted similar allowances when its riders faced injury layoffs in recent years. This means Aprilia's request requires unanimous approval from all manufacturers. A vote on the issue is scheduled for Thursday at the Americas GP. Tech 3 boss Hervé Poncharal, who also serves as president of the International Race Teams Association, understands Aprilia's position but acknowledges that mid-season rule changes are rare. We're in a highly professional sport, and our bikes are high-performance machines. That's why I agree with Massimo Rivola's proposal. However, a change to the regulations requires a unanimous decision. One manufacturer has already voted against it, meaning the rule cannot be changed in 2025. Quote from Poncharal. Poncharal believes the rule could still be adjusted for 2026, allowing all manufacturers to start the next season with equal testing opportunities. Ducati's opposition centers on fairness. The Italian manufacturer argues that previous cases, such as Bagnaia's injury struggles, were not met with exceptions, so the same standard should apply now. This debate highlights a larger issue in MotoGP, balancing fairness with rider safety. Should injured riders be granted test sessions before racing comebacks, or should all manufacturers abide by the same fixed rules? For now, the answer depends on Thursday's crucial vote. With Jorge Martin aiming for a return in Qatar, Aprilia's request could significantly impact his comeback. Will the manufacturers approve an exception, or will Martin have to adapt on race weekend without prior testing? We'll find out soon as the MotoGP paddock makes its decision. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you next time.